Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Old Gamer Federation. I'm your host, King Gallos, and don't forget the gamer girl. We are here for WWE 2K22. And how do you do custom game, custom matches in the game, and pretty much make a type of match that you want. Now, I had shout out to one of my subscribers. He asked a question about how do you create matches how you see fit. Like for example, maybe you want a pin only match, maybe you want a submission only match, maybe you want a knockout match where the only way you can eliminate your opponent is by knocking them out. Maybe you want to do that with 4 different guys in an elimination setting. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do it. First, go to custom matches, go to new. You choose the type of match based on the amount of people you want in. We're gonna go to, let's say, like for example, my subscriber was talking about how to do the 4-way elimination match that I had in my latest video on WWE 2K22. I'm gonna show you how to do that right now. First, when you're in the creative menu on the match type, go to Fatal 4-Way. Boom. You can do the same thing with 5-man, 6-man, or 8-man, but let's start with 4, right? Then you go to, I believe it's normal. Over the top rope, see they have it on? Turn that off. When you turn that off, it gives you all the options. You turn over the top rope off. That's the first thing. The second thing is, depending on what you want, you go to it, you activate it. If you want knockouts in the match, you just turn it on and it'll block out every other any other thing that is a conflict of interest with what your option is. It'll turn it off. So if you turn KO off, then you could do over the top rope or Iron Man or finisher match or first blood match or whatever. But if you do like a first blood, that's the only thing you do is first blood. You can't win by any other way. It's just a first blood match. See. But let's say you want to do elimination, pin. Elimination, pin. You don't want to do submission, right? You just want to do pin. So under the options for pin or submission, you do pin only. If you want to do both, you do both, pin or submission, normal match type. If you want to have it be a submission match, you can do submission only here. Or if you want submission knockout, you can turn knockout on, submission only at the top. So if you knock them out or they submit, the match is over. And I call that the brutality match, the brutal match. So if you want to do it that way, then if you want rope break on or off, you can do that. But for that, they leave it automatically on when you do it like that with submission only and KO on. So they won't let you turn this off. But here, you could do false count anywhere. And if you do not have elimination on, if you have elimination off, the first submission, based on these rules of this match, the first submission or knockout is gonna trigger the end of the match. So if you want elimination, you make sure that this is turned on. So you turn on elimination. If you want false count anywhere, you turn that on. That way, even if you're out of the ring, you can still get win via that submission or knockout that I stipulated at the beginning of this. So let's go. Except, boom. How many finishes you want. Now at this point, you just pick what you want. You know what I'm saying? Default health, you want it high or low or whatever. If you want it low, you can put it low. No, I just leave this normal. Or if it's a lot of wrestlers, I'll put this on 1. I'll put this on 1 or 2. You know what I'm saying? If I want it to be real chaotic, I'll put it on 2. So you go on, You can leave this or you can edit this how you want. That's your preference. And then you just look over the rules. You know, submission only, you know, no over the top rope, no Iron Man, no 2 out of 3, none of that. No last man standing, KO, submission, boom, boom. Ring out, no count. What else do they have? False count anywhere, boom, that's it. So all that, cell type, normal. Everything else, normal. Default health, no, you know, and you just kind of look over what you have done. Now I'm gonna name this. I'm gonna name this the brutal match. You know what I'm saying? The brutal match, because you can't pin them. You gotta do submission or you gotta do knockout. Now, in order to do a 8-way knockout only match, this is how you do it. New 8-man, boom. Don't go to battle royale. I've already showed you that from the beginning. Let's go to normal. You could, and by the way, you can do the same thing with tag teams as well. Let's continue. Pin a submission off because it's only a knockout match. Boom, knockout. You could also do 2 out of 3 falls. So if you want to like knock them out over and over and over again, you know, like best out 2 out of 3 and shit, then boom, you can do it that way. Except a rope break, they automatically leave that on. Ring out. You can have it where they don't exit. You can have it where they no count, where everybody will be out there beating each other up until they throw each other in. But you can't have a count on it if it's knockout only. So it'll be no count, either no count or no exiting. Now, my preference on an 8-man match is usually no exiting. That way you can't leave the ring unless you actually lose the match. And it's the best way, especially if you're like simulating matches, it's the best way to keep everything kind of like from getting out of hand. As far as the AI is concerned, they still got a little bit to work on as far as the AI, but that's another story. So for me, I'm gonna put this on no exiting, so you can't leave the ring unless you lose the match. So boom. Then you want to make sure you turn elimination on. If you turn elimination on, they will get eliminated if they get knocked out. But if you have it off, if you get knocked out or one of the people get knocked out, whoever knocked him out is going to win the match. So that's the difference between elimination on and elimination off. Let's go down to accept. And also, by the way, you can set a time limit if you want. I prefer not to set a time limit. That keeps the matches, you know, it just goes as long as until there's a winner, you know. Accept. Leave this the way it is, that's fine. You can leave that. And then when you look over your options, KO on, rope breaks on, of course, and no exiting, and elimination is on. So in the 8-man, you know, you run that, you save it. Oh, I have to name it first. And I'm gonna call this the eight-man KO eliminator match. Boom. Save. Boom. Now, the second thing is, how do I access these matches once I have them created? This is what you do. Go home, go to play, boom. You can go straight to custom matches if you want. Pick what style you want. 8-man, and you can see right here, I have a couple already set, but we're gonna go to the one that I set. 8-man KO eliminator. You know, boom. Then you pretty much pick your wrestlers and it's off to the races.